We'd like to introduce you to some assistive technology. Assistive technology is any item, piece of equipment, software, or product system that is used to help people with disabilities, including older adults, do what they want to do. Most assistive technology is low-tech. There are many benefits of using assistive technology. AT can often help us find the most effective strategy for helping us to do what we want to do. If you're seeing a decline in abilities, assistive technology can often slow that down. It results in fewer nursing home and hospital stays, offers greater functional independence, and even can reduce falls. It's important to carefully match assistive technology to the person that's using it. They know themselves and their strengths and really what they want to accomplish. Your focus is on the person, not on the device. So start with the person's goals. What is it they're trying to accomplish? Do your homework, research device options. There's different sizes, different shapes, and a lot of them do different things. Know the environment you're going to be using assistive technology in. Do you have a lot of room? Is it a crowded space? How frequently are you going to be using the item? Is it heavy? Is it easy to hold on to? Review your resources, financially, friends and family that might be helping as well, or other programs in the area that might help you access assistive technology. Remember also to check and see if there's training on how to use the item, if there are options for repair nearby, or if you have to send it far away. Are there other services that the manufacturer offers? And what about warranties? All of those things are important before you make a purchase. Let's take a look at a few items.
It's Mike from Disability Network coming at you with another assisted technology video. So we show you these things on video all the time of how, assisted technology can help you out. So today I thought we'd put it to some use. So we're going to cook today, okay? So I've got 5 or 6 assisted technology devices. I got a pot of water on the stove boiling for our mac and cheese. We're going to make a tomato bacon buffalo mac and cheese. So like I said, I've got the water boiling, so we're going to let that go for a minute, okay? Let's do a little prep work first. The first thing we're going to do is we are going to use this rocking knife. Now you can see it's a little different than a normal knife. It has a nice silicone grip on it, pretty big, and then it has that rocking blade on it. That's so you're not cutting, you're just more rock. During this, I'm going to have to adjust the camera now and then, so I'll go out of sight, but this is so that you can see the stuff in use, okay? So we're going to put it down here like this, and we got the bacon right here, okay? So what we're going to do is get the bacon in order, and then what this does is you just rock it back and forth, and that just cuts this up. And it's not real sharp knife, okay? So it is a lot of rocking it back and forth to get it to go through. But once you get the bacon all cut, you can use this knife for pretty much anything. Like I said, it's not very sharp, so they kind of got to work this a little bit to get through the bacon. But besides for that, it works pretty good, very handy, easy cleanup. Nice little knife to have around. Water's boiling, bacon's cut up. I always take out a couple pieces of cheese, so I know the cheese comes with the macaroni and cheese. If you're making from the box, you can make it mac and cheese from scratch on your own. There's elbow mac and cheese, shred some cheddar cheese up or whatever cheese you want and make your cheese macaroni and cheese that way, okay? But I happen to have a box, so I'm going to spruce it up a little bit with a couple pieces of sliced cheese. Those are out getting room temperature. The next little thing I have for you is a slicer. What this is this opens up like that, and then it closes like that, and then you secure it. What we're going to use this for today, though, is to cut our tomato, okay? So what you do is you take the tomato, and you put it inside here, and then you lock it. Let me get it to lock for me. Now it's all locked, so it's in there, okay? In there safe. It has these little stands on the bottom, so when you put it on a plate, it kind of helps stand up for you, okay? So I'm going to adjust the camera one more time so we can see the tomato. Looks like we're in the film there. So this holds up like this, okay? And then you take your knife, and these little slots here, your knife goes in these little slots. So you slice down. Get in there, slice down. This works really good. You know, it keeps your hand out of the way, so there's no chance of you cutting yourself. it makes straight cuts, so everything's nice and easy, okay? So once you've gone through that, what I see how you would use this is you would turn it like that. And now you can go back through and slice long ways and kind of cube it out, okay? So like I said, it works really well, stays together good. Let's see, we get this to unload, and then it comes down, and then all of our stuff is sliced, okay? So there you go. It's all nice pieces, perfect size, all symmetrical, so very good on that. I like that tool a lot, okay? That can be used for tomatoes, onions, potatoes, eggs, boiled eggs. This could be used for a lot of different things, not just tomatoes, okay? So nice little item right there. Put that in the sink because we're all done with that. Get you back up here. So we got the water boiling, tomatoes are cut, the bacon's cut. I have a level indicator. So what this is, it's a little indicator, and it has little prongs on the side, okay? It goes into your cup like this, all right? Sits right there, and then you fill it up, and it tells you when you're close to the top, okay? So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna be quiet for a minute. I'm gonna fill up the glass so that you can hear, okay? So here we go. Tells you you're close to the top, okay? Be sure to dry this off when you're done so it doesn't get corroded. But as you can see, that gives you about almost a ½ inch from the top. So we got that all going. We got this going. So what we're going to do now is we are going to add the macaroni and cheese to our pot of boiling water, okay? So it comes with a little packet of cheese. I've added salt to the water. It helps it for the macaroni and cheese from sticking together, okay? I have a pot stabilizer, but it will not fit on my stove. That pot stabilizer goes on the stove and keeps that handle in the middle so that you can stir with one hand and the pot won't move on, okay? So I'm gonna add my macaroni and cheese. We're gonna give it a stir, okay? One thing, a little pointer on this too, this pot does not have any silicone on it, okay? So always have a towel nearby, okay, to hold that, because that's kind of stainless steel, and that handle is going to get hot as it boils, okay? So we put that in, we put the all set there. I am going to put our silicone boil over cover on, okay? This is a little cool device. It has all these little flippers in here. And what that does is allows the steam and water to come up through the top, but then it cups it and holds it in here so that it won't boil over or spill on you, okay? So as we got our stuff going, we're going to put that on there. As soon as that starts to boil, I'm going to show you what that does so you can see that, okay? The next thing I have for you is measuring cups. So why these are special measuring cups in assisted technology is because they have black on the handle, and the numbers and stuff, let's flip it so it's right side up. Numbers and stuff are in white, okay? So that helps you see better. So for somebody who's visually impaired, this would be a great little thing for them to be able to keep cooking and still measuring and be able to see it without having to guess, okay? So we got our measuring cup, our assisted technology measuring cup. We are going to add quarter cup of milk. And listen, I've done this many times, okay? If you don't have milk in the house, that's fine. You can just leave a little bit of extra water in there and it'll do the same thing, okay? I just happen to have milk, which I never have milk in the house. So just happen to have milk this time. So, okay, so we're going to come over here. I'm going to bring you over, okay? And so you can see. Let me find you. I'm trying to find it on the camera. There we go. There's the money shot right there. So as you can see, it's boiling over, but that lid's keeping everything right there so it doesn't boil over on your stove, okay? Splash, could hit the fire, so no splattering, no boiling over on you. So that is a cool little device that is good for everything. That doesn't have to just be macaroni and cheese. That can be good for whatever you're boiling. Boiling eggs, boiling spaghetti, anything like that that might boil over. You put that lid on, and would stop that from boiling over, okay? I set a timer for our macaroni and cheese because that takes, you got to time that out, okay? We do have assistive technology timers, but I'm using my microwave timer. I'm going to give this a little stir. Make sure it's all not sticking to the bottom. All right, so there we go with that. And we have our tomatoes cut. We have everything good to go. So we are all ready to go. We'll show you these things as we go and we use them, okay? But this is like an oversized pizza cutter, okay? Great little thing, huge handle on it, nice silicone handle, big wheel, very easy to cut stuff, okay? So we're gonna use this in our next video too, okay? But I'm just giving you a kind of sneak peek because we got like 3 minutes to waste, okay? So just trying to keep things rolling, okay? Get it? Rolling. All right, so our mac and cheese is just about done. It calls for butter. It calls for 4 pats of butter. Like I said, you can make this any way you want. That's a little too much butter for me, so we're just going to put 1 pat of butter in, okay? First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take off our silicone top, okay? So what's cool about this is that it has 2 little handles on the side made out of silicone, okay? So that here's the thing. You got to be careful when you go to take this off, okay? Because there's a lot of steam built up under there, okay? And that could kind of burn you, so you got to be careful, okay? I would suggest that you turn the stove down so the boil goes down, okay? Once the boil goes down and it's not overflowing anymore, you kind of give this a little lift, let that steam out, all right? And then grab that other handle and then take this right over to the sink, okay? All right, so there we go on that. The next cool thing is the pan. So the pan is an assistive technology pan too, okay? What this is it has a lid that you put on and you turn it and it locks. So that lid won't come off, okay? And then what we're gonna do is we are gonna take that over to the sink. Back up there so you can see me. We're going to take this over to the sink and we're going to drain the macaroni and cheese, okay? Again, have a towel with you, okay, if you don't have silicone on your pan. We're going to use our cloth and we're going to shut this down. We're going to come over to the sink and we're going to drain. I wish I could show you this. Let's see if I can show you this. Let's see if I can find it. Okay, so there we are, okay? And that lid's one-handed draining that macaroni and cheese and holding the computer. How about that for multitasking? Awesome. That is such a cool pan. Wouldn't that have been awful if that didn't lock and all that macaroni and cheese went falling into the sink? Yeah, but it works. So assistive technology, and it's good. So I'm going to take the lid off of this pan. Remember, use a hand towel because that pan lid's going to be cold or hot, okay? Cold. That's funny. All right, so next we're going to do is we're going to take our measuring cup, add our milk. We're going to take the box cheese that comes with it, add that in. All right. I'm going to take the 2 slices of cheese that I usually add, just to, like I said, it makes it a little creamier. Gives you a little bit more cheese taste, okay? We're going to add those in. We're going to take our bacon that we cut with our rocking knife. Add that. We're going to take the tomato that we cut with our slicing utensil. There's our timer telling us we're all good to go. We're going to add that tomato. And then I like to kick it up just a little bit, okay? You don't have to add this. This is your own. I've seen this on food trucks where they advertise a buffalo mac and cheese. So I just thought we'd try it, okay? So I'm going to add a little bit of hot sauce to this. Oh, yeah. All right. And then what we're going to do is give this a stir, okay? Incorporate everything in, okay? We get this going. Get everything stirred in and incorporated. Get those slices of cheese to melt. The one thing about adding the tomatoes, I will tell you that If you don't have milk, that is fine, because those tomatoes have a lot of fluid in them, okay? So whatever you don't have for milk, if you have tomatoes, the tomatoes will add enough liquids for you, okay? So we're going to give this a stir. I'm going to turn the stove back on just so it can kind of stay warm. Give this a nice stir, make sure everything's in here. All right, okay, so what you would normally do on something like this, you would really want to let it sit for maybe 5 minutes, okay? Let that sit and let everything thicken up, okay? But since we are on the clock, what we're going to do is we're going to scoop some into here. Let that just keep on going. Some tomatoes and some bacon. All right, turn down a little. Grab a fork. And there you have it. We have a tomato, bacon, mac and cheese, using all of our assisted technology to make this meal. Good stuff. All right, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope that it brings some help to you in the kitchen. If there's anything we can ever help with, give us a call at 1-800-782-4160. And remember, make somebody smile today.
Funding for Michigan's Assistive Technology Program comes from the AT Act at the federal level to Michigan Rehabilitation Services, who contracts with Michigan Disability Rights Coalition. All states have an AT program. Disability Network has a subcontract to provide assistive technology services to you in 12 counties in central Michigan. If you're interested in any of the items that you've seen today or have any questions about assistive technology, feel free to contact us. Our phone number is 1-800-782-4160, or you can email us at info@dnmm.org. Find more information on our website at dnmm.org.